In 2014, Adolf Hitler suddenly wakes up in a park in Berlin. He doesn't know how he got there or why he's alive. The park is where his old bunker used to be, the place where he supposedly died in 1945. Hitler is confused and doesn't understand the modern world. He looks around and sees tall buildings, cars, and people dressed in strange clothes. He thinks he's still in the 1940s and tries to figure out what's going on. As he walks through the city, people notice him but don't seem too surprised. They think he's just a really good actor pretending to be Hitler. At one point, he talks to a mime artist, thinking the mime is a soldier. The mime doesn't respond, which frustrates Hitler. Later, he sees a child misbehaving and tries to scold the child in a strict, old-fashioned way. The child's mom gets angry and pepper sprays him. Hitler is shocked and confused by her reaction. When Hitler reads a newspaper and sees it's 2014, he can't believe it. He faints from the shock of realizing he's been gone for almost 70 years. Fabian Savfk is a filmmaker who just lost his job at a TV station called MyTV. He's struggling to find work and feels like his career is over. While working on a documentary about modern Germany, he notices Hitler in the background of his footage. Fabian thinks Hitler is a great impersonator and decides to find him. He hopes this will help him get his job back. When Fabian finds Hitler, the two team up. Fabian suggests making a YouTube show where Hitler travels around Germany and talks to people. Hitler agrees, thinking this is his chance to get back into politics. At first, Fabian thinks it's all just an act, but he starts to wonder if Hitler might actually be the real Hitler. There's something about the way Hitler talks and acts that feels too real to be fake. Hitler and Fabian travel across the country, and Hitler meets all kinds of people. He talks to ordinary Germans, listens to their problems, and promises to fix everything. He visits small towns, big cities, and even a refugee center. Some people laugh at him, while others seem to agree with his ideas. Hitler is shocked by how much Germany has changed. He doesn't like the diversity or the modern way of life, and he makes his opinions very clear. One of the most shocking moments happens when a dog bites Hitler. Even though Hitler loves animals, he gets so angry that he shoots the dog. This moment is caught on camera and causes a lot of trouble later. Fabian is horrified, but Hitler doesn't seem to care. He thinks the dog deserved it for attacking him. Fabian pitches the idea of a TV show starring Hitler to his old bosses at MyTV. They agree to give it a try. Hitler learns about the internet and starts preparing for a political comeback. When he goes on TV, he talks about his old ideas, like creating a country with only one race. People think he's joking, and he becomes a comedy star. His show gets really popular, and everyone starts talking about him. One of the most interesting parts of the movie is how Hitler adapts to modern media. At first, he doesn't understand things like YouTube or social media, but he quickly learns how to use them to his advantage. During his TV appearances, he delivers his speeches with the same intensity and charisma he had in the 1940s. People are fascinated by his boldness and humor, even though he's saying terrible things. This shows how easily dangerous ideas can be disguised as entertainment. But then, the video of Hitler shooting the dog gets leaked. This ruins Fabian's career, and the TV executive who leaked it, Christoph Sensenbrink, gets promoted. Fabian is furious, but there's nothing he can do. Hitler, on the other hand, doesn't seem to care about the scandal. He's more focused on his goal of returning to power. Even after the scandal, Hitler stays popular. He writes a book called Look Who's Back, which becomes a bestseller. The book is about his experiences in the modern world and his plans for the future. Fabian turns the book into a movie, but without Hitler, the movie flops. The TV station's ratings drop, so they hire Hitler again to save the show. While filming, when Hitler is attacked by neo-Nazis, it's a turning point in the story. The neo-Nazis think he's mocking the real Hitler, so they beat him up. This scene is ironic because Hitler is the real Hitler, but even his own supporters don't recognize him. After the attack, Hitler gains sympathy from the public, and his popularity soars. This shows how people can be manipulated by emotions and how quickly public opinion can change. He ends up in the hospital, and this makes people feel sorry for him. His popularity grows even more. People start to see him as a victim, and they forget about the bad things he's done. Fabian starts to suspect that Hitler might actually be the real Hitler. He looks back at his footage and finds clues that Hitler really did come back from the past. Fabian travels to the park where Hitler first appeared and finds burnt leaves and a sign marking the location of the Führerbunker. He realizes that Hitler isn't an actor, he's the real deal. Fabian tries to tell everyone the truth, but no one believes him. Fabian's character is one of the most tragic in the movie. He starts off as a struggling filmmaker who just wants to get his job back, but he ends up losing everything. Meanwhile, Hitler keeps getting more famous. People are so focused on his charisma and humor that they ignore the dangerous ideas he's promoting. The final scene of the movie is both funny and terrifying. Hitler is filming a dramatic scene where he supposedly shot off a building, but it's all just an act. The real Fabian is in a mental hospital, and no one listens to him. Meanwhile, Hitler looks out at the crowds of nationalist protesters and says, "I can work with this." This ending leaves us with a chilling question. Could someone like Hitler rise to power again in the modern world? Look Who's Back is a dark comedy that makes us think about how easily people can be fooled by charisma and how dangerous it is to forget history. The movie shows how Hitler's ideas could still find support in the modern world, especially when people are angry or looking for someone to blame for their problems. It's a warning about how easily hate and extremism can spread if we're not careful. The film also criticizes the media for giving dangerous people a platform just because they're entertaining.